Hey, buddy. How are you doing? So, today is January 14th, 2022, and I'm happy to say that we survived. There was your mommy's birthday, and she wasn't too disappointed, and that's a good thing. Last year, she was very disappointed, but this year, I tried more. And I think she was fine. I hope. I mean, kind of. There's a problem when, for me, birthdays were never that nice. Starting because my birthday fell on a date that back in Mexico it's always a holiday, so on the night before my birthday, people get always drunk. I never really got drunk myself, but they do, right? And then no one remembered me because everyone was hanging over. so it was just not nice, unfortunately. With my parents, with your grandparents, there was I mean, it was a good childhood, but my dad didn't know how to make things nice, there was always pain, every occasion that could have been just beautiful wasn't, right? And it was like, unfortunately, like we all come with a lot of issues, emotional stuff, unresolved. That's why I told you, like, I'm super happy that at the end of the day I had you old, but at least I know I'm not harming you emotionally, because I had the time to fix those things that most parents, most men don't fix before having kids. So we usually receive whatever that our parents gave us, right? And it goes unfiltered, it goes untamped, and we just go, and it's as if we're, we take rubbish from them, and then we just go and dump it into onto our kids, which is really sad. But unfortunately, I think it holds water for pretty much most people. So the fact that I had you so old, right? Like at least 20 years older, than my father was, the age my father had when I was born, right? Allowed me to heal a lot of stuff that was that could have really like bothered you, and so I'm happy. I'm just proud of that, because I know that I'm doing things to the best of my abilities, and I'm not being unconscious. I'm not hurting you stupidly. I'm not putting a lot of stuff that you wouldn't know how to handle, and you wouldn't have to. You shouldn't. No kid should ever handle the rubbish of daddy and mommy, right? But well, it's just life that most of us have to deal with that. But you're not doing. You're not receiving so much shit from your daddy, which is I'm really happy about it, and it really worked. I really worked hard, because you will have your own issues, you will have your own emotional stuff. Hopefully most of it won't come from me, but even if I do the best, you will somehow find some like footprint of pain, right? Because as I must have told you many times, I completely believe that this is not the first time we come to Earth. Like I've seen so many things. I have experienced so many things. And when I was teaching movement and all these things, I saw so many things. And when you were born, I saw you as like, wait, this kid is moving fantastically because he's a kid, but he has some mannerisms. He has some things that is as if you were, like you came with memories from other lifetimes, or however you want to call it. I really don't care. I know you will understand because you will be close to me for many years, hopefully, and you will understand what I'm talking about. But maybe people that listen this, they will be like, what are you talking about? Well, everything I talk in these videos, first of all, it's only for you. I mean, I do it just because I want, right? But it's for you, for no one else at the end of the day, and for myself. But besides that, everything I talk is out of experience, and I had massive experiences, all kind of mystical experiences, all kind of weird experiences, all kind of revelations. And there's a point that you don't need to get confirmation from anything or anyone once you know that you know. And that's one of the things I really want to pass on you. You know, when you gather knowledge on your own, when you know that you know, and no matter what, no matter who comes to tell you that you are crazy or that it's stupid or whatever, you're like, yeah, and you don't even want to say, hey, like, really, allow me to convince you. It's like, no. It's like, no, thank you. Like, I know where I stand. I know what I saw. I know what I felt. I know what I lived. And I know I need confirmation from no one, and I need no one to agree with what I'm saying. But anyway, so yeah, my birthdays were never really good, and so I somehow tried to. First, I was kind of bitter about them. Then I just tried to ignore them, to push them aside, to make them unimportant, and that's how your mommy met me. So, and your mom is completely different. It's the opposite. 6 months before my birthday, she starts like, it's going to be your birthday. And it's like, no, it's not. Are you crazy? It's still 6 months. Don't even talk about it. But she's like, and she does get excited. You know, she gets super hyped. So this year I did better in my birthday. I really tried to be like happy and excited about it somehow. And but you know, like, that's me. Now, for her birthday, she does expect a lot. I mean, for her is a minimum. For me to meet those expectations is a lot, because I'm not accustomed to those things, because I don't know how to do those things. Because I don't know how to. I don't know. I cannot say I don't know how to be happy, but I don't know how to be like happy, like in a family way, and excited about someone's birthday. And you know, first I told you why, because my birthdays were not the best, so I tried to like, but second, just because also, as I was saying, right, I healed a lot of things, and I made myself a lot of more mature emotionally. And one of the ways I got to do that was not by ignoring things or make them unimportant. No, but actually by understanding that every single second, every single minute, every single day, every single week, month, and year are all equally important, are all equally beautiful. And that you shouldn't be expecting or waiting or anticipating, because when you do that, kiddo, you are setting yourself for failure. It's plain and simple. If you expect too much from anything or anyone, even yourself, you're going to disappoint yourself, because there's no one or nothing that can live up to the expectations within a fantasy. So I would encourage you, and I will encourage you a lot, to be more even, you know, emotionally, not to have this crazy spikes up and then just straight go down and then up and down, because, you know, it makes for a very exciting life, but it's also very painful. So today I had a gift for mommy, and I tried to take her to, you know, to places to eat. She loves eating, and you know, like, kind of okay. But at the end, not so. Why? Because you know, unfortunately, one of the very tough things has been that well, we are in a different country that is not hers. It's not ours, right? So she doesn't have a family backup that a lot of women do when they have kids. So she doesn't have her mother, her, like I don't know, other people, sisters or whatever it is, that come and help with you. So we've been on this completely pretty much on our own, because my parents have been good for nothing. I mean, unfortunately, my family, at the end of the day, is kind of very dysfunctional if you really think about it, because they have come to visit you like 3 times at best. So supposedly they love you, supposedly they care, but they just can't make the effort to come and see you, right? And but I do take you often to see them, because I don't want it on me. I don't want to be that asshole son. So, and I don't want you to feel that there's no one else, right, besides mommy and I. So that's why I take you there, and because I don't want to have regrets. I don't want to, like when my dad and my mom died, think, oh, why was I so bad that I didn't take my their grandson to see them? So I do it for all those reasons. They're nice with you when we go there, but they're incapable, or they were incapable of coming here. So, well, whatever. But the problem is that we didn't have any support, any network of family, friends, or anyone that could come and help mommy and could have made it easier for her. So she's extremely tired, like beyond tired, 2 years tired, meaning like she just has to wake up all the time, right? Like you sleep better and better each day, but when you wake up, she has to immediately like breastfeed you, so you fall back asleep, and then you wake up too early, and then before you did it like 20 freaking times a day, not every night. So she was like a zombie, and sometimes that makes her so emotional. So I understand her. I try to help, but in all honesty, when you're a man, there's only so much you can do, because we don't have breasts, we don't have milk, and that is kind of super paramount, super important. If you want to keep your baby sleeping at night, sometimes, especially before, it's very strange, and that's why I told you that I believe that you've had our lives, and even life, we have multiple experiences, consciousness experiences in what we perceive as the same time, because sometimes I have seen you crying as if you were living and dying elsewhere, and you woke up in this reality, and you felt the pain of dying somewhere else. Really, it was that intense that I was like, your mommy, she immediately panics, right? But I don't panic, because I know nothing happened to you. I mean, I'm really even-minded. I'm very, like unemotional. I don't want to say unemotional, but I don't panic, right? And I know that physically you're fine, but I can hear your soul. I can hear your distress, and I'm like, wow. And when that happens, that is the only one that can get you to cool down, to relax, and to go back to sleep. Mommy cannot help you, even if she tries to breastfeed you. It just doesn't work. You're just too distressed. So I invented this song, right? Like, well, not song, but it's like dinky 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 ding, dinky 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 ding ding ding, dinky dinky ding, dinky dinky ding, dinky 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 ding, dinky dinky ding ding dinky dinky ding, dinky 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 ding ding ding. So that's how I get you back to sleep and just relax. But even those nights, even I do that, and sometimes I held you for an hour, and it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. I was super tired, and I just had to just I was just embracing you and singing for you until you fell back asleep. But even those nights, even later afterwards, you wake up very often like just like sobbing, just like you had so much sadness, so much sorrow in your heart. It was just unbelievable. But anyway, so back to what I was saying, just mommy is sometimes just so exhausted. She has given everything she has to care for you, buddy. It's unbelievable what she's done, especially because, you know, she left her country to be here, to unite us, to be together as a family. And she was like kind of a mommy woman. She was very close to her mom. She really pushed her mom. I mean, she was just like too pampered, and suddenly not only she wasn't pampered, but she hadn't a mom around at all, and she had you. So it's been very tough for her, and it goes to prove how much she loves you and how much she loves me. Only problem is that when she's tired, she becomes very emotional, and whatever daddy says can be a problem. It can be a big problem, and well, it's life, right? But it's tough for me as well, because sometimes I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, you know, like just a tiny thing, and it's like boom, right? No matter if I did like 100 trillion, quadrillion things right, half a tiny thing I say, or my eyes do the wrong thing, and I'm in trouble. So that kind of happened at the end of the night, and well, so but I still gave her a head massage and everything. So I'm really trying. I'm really trying to be a better man for your mommy, because, well, if I'm not a better man, then she's not going to be happy, right? And if she's not happy, then you will notice that she's not happy, and you will have that kind of sadness in you, and you will have that kind of situation that will somehow be perceived by you, and will brand you somehow emotionally. So it's tough. Again, you will always, somehow, one way or the other, you will have your own issues, because we are humans, and that's what we are here for. But we just want to do the best for you, and yeah. So really trying, really learning how to love, really learning how to not just say I love you, but truly love and express that love in a way that is meaningful to the person that is being loved. Because that is one thing I learned with your mommy. It's like, okay, I love you, yeah, but you don't love me the way I want. You don't love me the way I like. I'm like, oh my God. Well, so that's one thing as well. I mean, it's not enough that this wonderful being is loving you. And no, it's not even close. So this wonderful being is not so wonderful. And it may sound pathetic, it may sound crazy, but you know what? Actually, it's the first time ever I learned how to love. Everyone thinks that, including myself, I used to think that I know how to love. I'm a very romantic man. I write songs and I write music, and I can be very, very, very charming if I want. But that's not love. Love is a completely different animal, and you need God's body to love. It's a letting go. It's a giving up of oneself to kind of like jump to the abysm and just to love for love's sake. But the expression has to be tuned to the person you are loving as well. I wasn't that kind of person. I was very selfish. I definitely was very like my life made me a very lucky person when it came to relationships. So I didn't have to make much effort. It kind of was the other way around. Like somehow women had to thought that they had to make the effort. They were the lucky ones being with me. But and suddenly I'm with your mommy, and I was like, oh, you know what? No, you're not doing enough, buddy. And your expression of love, because I asked her many times, like, do you know I love you, right? And she was like, I'm like, no, really? I mean, I'm doing all this awesome stuff and you don't see it. I mean, I'm like, here's like a fountain, like a volcano of love. You don't actually notice. I was hurt. It goes to show how stupid we can be, right? I was hurt because she wasn't feeling my love. Until I was like, wait, I mean, it's not like, it's kind of like my job to make her feel love, right? Or at least to show her love in the way that she wants to feel it, right? And then it stopped being about me and it started being about her. And I really ventured into truly loving that person in her own ways and fulfilling her own desires. Because to be honest, your mom is wonderful for that. I mean, she's giving, she knows how to love. She cares about how to do things to make you feel loved. So yeah, I'm trying to do that, and probably tonight, today I did better, but there's a lot of room for improvement, that's for sure, and I'll keep doing it. And this has been like a big ego thing because mom is tough. I must say, mom is very tough, and so I could easily play the victim, right? Play like, oh, you treat me so bad because she's tough. But instead, I have learned to listen to it, even if it bothers me, or even if it's actually painful. I'm like, okay, I won't take it personal, because it is not personal, actually, right? It's personal for her, but it shouldn't be for me. And just find the opportunity to be a better man, to love better, right? One thing I like is that I have learned to truly stay loyal to the feelings I have for her, even when she's being a bit nasty or completely nasty. So that's one thing that, Eckhart Tolle, I'm sure I must have talked about Eckhart Tolle to you many times, The Power of Now. And he says that, right? Like he says, like, true love doesn't have like, like today I love you, tomorrow I hate you. And I did practice a lot of what Eckhart said, but when it came to couples, to loving relationships, I never really believed Eckhart was right until I met your mom. Then I was like, okay, yeah, it's true. Transcending oneself, transcending ego, becoming a person that is present and in the now, actually do require to have a couple, a partner that you can be present all the time with as well. It requires you to be that kind of partner. But anyway, so that was a very, very, very long story. But hey, I think it's really, really cool that you actually get to know from your daddy how was the relationship, so when you grow, right? Like, okay, I saw some tension sometimes, like it wasn't lack of love. It wasn't daddy doing something necessarily like bad or horrible to mommy, or the other way around, No, it was just a part of maturing, part of the journey. It's a spiritual journey where it's sacred, I didn't know this, Believe me, I had no clue that your partner, the person you live with, the person you love and loves you back, the person you have kids with, is a sacred, it's a divine thing. It's a way of being with God and reaching God, and acting in ways as part of God as we are. So it's good that it's good that sometimes you may know that there's been like tension and stuff, but 99% has been because your mom is exhausted, plain and simple. And the other bit is, and I say it's 1%, not because it's truly just 1% my fault, but just because the 99% of exhaustion makes whatever I do tiny in comparison, right? But yeah, so it's been exhaustion, and the other part, it's been just me learning how to love, and all the hardships of being alone in a country without any family or any friends to help give us a hand on this. But you know what? At the same time, I know for sure that this situation is actually it's precious, because the more time I have with you, the more time, the more occasions, the more situations I'm with you, I see almost everything, except when, of course, I have to go and do stuff and work, whatever, right? I miss some things, but for the most part, you and your mom and I have seen pretty much everything. It's not like anyone can come and say, "Oh, guess what? You missed." No, we didn't miss a lot, actually, because we've been right next to you all the time, like providing as much love, comfort, support, companionship as we could have possibly done. So yeah, I was going to tell you just other stuff. I don't know if I should, because I don't want to make these videos too long, because you're going to age a lot if you're just watching this video. But I'm going to leave it today only about this. So remember, when you watch these videos, make a big thing out of mommy's birthday. Big. Tell her at least 8 months in advance, and every week just call her to say, "Guess what, mommy? You're going to be 90. So like something. And then prepare like 10 different gifts and all kind of surprises. And that's what I'm going to do next year. I'm going to start just like weeks before, and just have all kind of tiny stuff and bigger stuff to surprise her, because in a way she's like a little kid, she, as I told you yesterday or something, she was just too mature, too weird to enjoy childhood as a child. She was overly mature, overthinking. So I think somehow she's also trying to feel spoiled, Yeah, this is one thing that, to be honest, I know I'm not good at. I'm not good at spoiling anyone. I'm not good at spoiling myself, and that's the truth. That's a problem, I have this weird way of being that is kind of like Spartan, and I don't give myself much pleasures, if any. I mean, I just don't think about them, right? And I used to be a very materialistic person. I used to be very a hedonistic person, very, very, very hedonistic person. But over the years, and because I was trying to just fix and let go all this pain, all this emotional stuff, all damages and emotional injuries. I've been letting go. I've been letting loose. Like nothing is so important. Like I have a single pair of shoes. I have just like, I buy like 8 t-shirts white, all of them white, the simplest. I mean, as long as they look okay, right? Nothing fancy. I have 3 trousers that I wear all the time, and that's it. That's it. And I don't feel like I need anything else. Before, when I was young, when I was, I want to know, like 25, 28. Yeah, around that. I would have like, I don't know, 50, 60 business shirts, all colors, and they were like like perfectly arranged, right? Like just going nicely from white to beige to yellow to orange to and then all the way to black, right? I would have 20, 30 different vests. I had like dozens of the, you know, like suits. I haven't worn a suit in years. Forget about this. A tie, a necktie. I haven't worn this necktie in at least 15 or 20 years. I used to have a collection of watches. Most of them, I just gave them away to people that say, "Oh, nice watch." Oh, you know what? I'll just take it. I don't want anymore. I don't want to feel like I have like things that I'm not using. And I believe me, I still have a lot of them, a lot of things that I don't use. And but you know, I used to have pens, and I used to have all this fancy stuff. I love pens, by the way. This is one thing, but they don't need to be Mont Blanc, or they don't need to be anything weird, right? Like they're just pens that they fit different emotions, different things I want to write. Sometimes I want to write deep things, so sometimes I want to write about marketing stuff and you know, stuff I have to do. Sometimes I do poetry, and so different weights, different kind of balls. You know, this thing is the softness, how much ink, you know, like the pen is actually leaving as I'm writing. These things are important, but they are like $5, $10, $20, $2. It depends. And I'll also a little bit picky about the paper that I write. I like writing on the kind of yellowish paper, you know, like older kind of filling paper. But that is especially when it's about emotions, about feelings, about poetry, stuff like that. So I do have my pleasures, but they're so tiny. And but I need to learn to pamper, to spoil mommy more. And you know, even you, because this is something that mommy has taught me well. She's teaching me, right? She's showing me that she spoils you a lot, in a good way. I mean, she's not over the top at all. But you know, if it were me, probably you would have like 3 toys or 2 or we would be playing with my underwear or something. Because it's not that I'm stingy, you know. It's not about the money. It's just that, as I said, right, I've been in a journey of letting go, making unimportant what is unimportant, because before I used to make important what wasn't unimportant. So unfortunately, I forget that you don't have to suffer the same, right? I mean, and the more I'm like that, the more when you grow up, probably you will be more like, oh, why did daddy didn't give me this? Why I only had to play with his underwear, you know? So at least mommy reminded me. It's like, hey, shall we buy this for kiddo? It's like, yeah. And then I just, every time I see something, I just buy it for you, right? But yeah, I need to learn how to spoil mommy more, and you as well, because you guys don't have to suffer my Spartan ways of existing. And you know what? I'm going to die, so probably I need to pamper myself a little bit more from now on. But it's something I don't really care. My life is so simple, and I love my life being so simple. And you know, the way I eat, you know, I'm sure you have seen me. To be honest, my favorite way of eating, even if it's not the tastiest, it's just so good for my health that I just do it, right? Like, I tend to eat raw liver, raw red meat, broth that mommy does. Yeah, that's kind of my staple, right? And sometimes it's cooked, obviously. A lot of times I eat like cooked meat and stuff. And lately, because supporting mommy, right, I've been eating more carbs than usual, because when mommy met me, I ate only meat, only. But afterwards, especially after you were born, and she was a bit, like down because of all the hardships, all the difficult stuff, the changing countries, and all that I just mentioned today. Like she fell back a little bit on the food as emotional relief, right? So I've been doing a lot more than I should and that I would like to, but even that, it's just like simple. Everything is just too simple, overly simple in my life, and I have to make sure that I don't make you guys suffer and I spoil you both. And that's it. So I'm going to leave it here, and I have a lot of issues that I want to talk because I prepared them because of things that happen, right? Like I'm talking about stuff that happened the day, and then it just triggers memories or just reminds me cool stuff. So that's it. Kiddo, I love you, and I love that you're meeting your daddy. No, sorry, not meeting, knowing, getting to know daddy. And I love you so much, and you take care of yourself, and I hope I am there, and I hope you allow me to hug you and give you lots of kisses as I do every day. Take care. Love you, son.